Okay, alright, in this video, we're just going to do number 7, and on this, we're really going to focus on the technique when you add or subtract fractions. I think we did it in the last video a little bit, but let's really focus on this one right here. You can see right away everything's in terms of sine and cosine. Nothing's squared, so you can't use a Pythagorean identity. And really, if you see you have fractions, most likely you want to find the LCD. And that's the only thing that's going to work here. You can see I have LCD written down. Now the LCD is just going to be the product of the two denominators, 1 plus cosine of A times, I'll just put times the sine of A. Kind of squeeze that in. So if I do that, this first fraction, I have to multiply it by the other factor. So I multiply the top and bottom by sine of A. Okay, and I'm going to put this right here. Common denominator is this sine of A times the quantity of 1 plus cosine of A. And then when I multiply sine times this sine gives me sine squared of A. Now this second fraction, let me get rid of this. So we have some space. I can't get rid of the LCD. Okay, this second fraction I'm going to have to multiply by this factor. So I multiply the bottom by 1 plus cosine of A, and I multiply the top, get this out of here, multiply the top by also 1 plus cosine of A. So when I do that, I just distribute this cosine to the 1 and to this cosine of A. So cosine times this 1 is, we'll put plus cosine of A, and then cosine times this cosine is plus cosine squared of A. And there it is again. In the top, you have a Pythagorean identity. If I circle, it's this. So sine squared plus cosine squared, that's 1. So the top, you just have 1 plus cosine of A over our common denominator of sine of A times the quantity of 1 plus cosine of A. And you can see, as you go through each step, it gets easier and easier. Then the 1 plus cosine of A is cancel, so you're just left with 1 over the sine of A. And when you bring that sine of A to the top, it equals its reciprocal, which is cosecant of A. Alright, so definitely the hardest part with the fractions is multiplying both of the fractions top and bottom so you have the same denominator. But once you get through that, most likely the numerator, after you do the LCD, you're going to get a Pythagorean identity somewhere. And then as you go through each step, it gets easier and easier. So there's a good example of one where really the only way to do it is by finding the least common denominator when you're adding or subtracting fractions.